The other thing I do want to say, and this may rub y'all wrong, but hear me out. All of us here are here usually because we have a cause that is very precious to our hearts. Whether it's BLM, Free Palestine, LGBTQIA, all of those things are important. And I think every one of you is here today because you support those things. So please don't take this wrong when I say I think we need to put our individual causes aside for now. That has kept us divided. We need to focus on the trouble Trump is causing, the demolition of our democracy, and then we can come back to those things. But for now, it is what is dividing us, and it's what Trump and his MAGA people are saying, oh, it's just the woke party. So my suggestion is stop using some of those phrases for now. Stick to the things that may pull some of those independents back to us, that may even pull some of the Republicans back to us. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about the illegality of Elon going into the Treasury. We're talking about not being told what is going on with the government and what the end plan is.
I'm a proud 17-year-old community activist, and I'm here to say that young people are fired up, Richmond. Young people, we are ready to make a change, the change that we desire, and that starts right now, right here.
I'm Jessica Anderson. I'm over from Williamsburg area. I'm actually running for delegate in this November. And here's the deal. Delegate Lopez said it so lovely. We have to show the world in November that Virginia is not going back and that we are setting a tone against Donald Trump and his co-president, Elon Musk.
But go after Republicans. I am a Republican, but I stand with you. I stand with the people. I stand with the people who support democracy. I stand with the people who resist fascism. And my feeling is, lock the motherfucker up!
Yeah! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much for coming. How many of you are from Richmond? How many of you traveled from further away? Thank you so much for coming. We're all gathered here today for one purpose. United we stand to uphold democracy, to protect the Constitution, and to reject tyranny.
All right.
We have a couple of rules I need to go over just real quick. We don't want to obstruct any buildings or exits. No banners, flags, posters, or other objects may be affixed to Capitol Square grounds or structures. Clean up after yourself. We need to leave Capitol Square as we found it. No climbing on statues, buildings, trees, or any other vertical structures on the ground. Do not place tents, tables, scaffolding, or staging. Do not penetrate the ground in any way. No soliciting money, no sales, collections, or fundraising activities. No open air burning, no operating unmanned aircraft systems, no wearing a mask, hood, or other device specifically to cover to hide your identity. No open containers of alcohol, no hazardous, flammable, or combustible liquids, and no fossil fuel powered generators.
That's right, we're Democrats, not Republicans.
I just want to introduce our first speaker. We have Reverend Dr. Lisette Cross. She's the Executive Director of Diversity Richmond, and she's going to be our first speaker. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. On this beautiful sunny day, we come here together as one humanity.
That's right.
So look to the person to your left and look to the person to your right and look at the person behind you and look at the person maybe standing in front of you, which might mean that somebody has to turn around, but it's okay. And take just 3 seconds to hold in your humanity and the humanity of the individual standing next to you. For we are not just a collection of people that are angry. We are a collection of human beings who love.
That's right.
A collection of human beings who believe that hope is possible. A collection of human beings that go beyond our identities. And that ultimately we stand together as one collection of people, knowing that what they are trying to do to us is wrong. Understanding and believing that the present that we are seeing is shaping the future that we know is possible. That they are trying to alter our vision and our reality for a one United States of America. What we know in the core of our being is that what we are watching is evil. We know that this administration is unkind and unhinged. And while they may think that with a stroke of a pen, they can concoct and capitulate our humanity, we gather to say, not so. No! Not so. Not so. Not so. Not so. We stand together today in solidarity with our trans siblings and friends, because we know that Donald Trump or his minions cannot write away their humanity. We stand together today in solidarity with federal government workers who are providing for their families. We are standing together today to say, hell no, Elon Musk. Hell no, Elon Musk. Hell no, Elon Musk. Hell no, Elon Musk. Yes, y'all are good. And as we stand in the fullness of our humanity, let the rage that propels us forward today be fueled with love. Let the rage and the anger that led to your creativity of signs be fueled with love. Let your impassioned emails to all of your senators and congresspeople be fueled with love. How many times we gather and protest. What we know to be true is that we have been here before and we will still be here in 4 years. And so that you can continue to rage against the machine, to lift your voice, to let those know, not only in 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, but just across the square in the governor's mansion. That we will not be scared. That we will not be confused with misinformation. That we will not be deterred by your practices and policies. That we will continue to gather and to protest and to move in love, fueled by a common belief that all of us deserve to be in the fullness of our humanity. So as you continue to stand with your signs today, as you continue to lament the horrific evil that is happening around us, remember to care for yourself. Remember to love other people. Remember that when you are tired, you can put your sign down and someone will pick it up in your place. So let us not only be activated by the rage and the anger and the disbelief, but by the love, by the justice, by the equality, and by what we know is a future that we all deserve. Thank you. Thank you so much, Lisette. Let's give her one more round of applause. Our second speaker is a philanthropist, a local organizer, and a student activist. His name is Elijah Lee. Please give a round of applause. Elijah? All right. It looks like Elijah was not able to make it today. He's coming. Okay. Sorry. We'll go ahead then, and we're going to move to an open mic for about 15 minutes. So if you're moved to speak, if you want to, huh?
Susan wanted to come up.
Right. What was her? Who was she?
Susan, she's with Indivisible.
Okay. We would like to have Susan from Indivisible come speak for us.
Okay.
Thank you. Actually, I'm not from Indivisible. I'm just a member of Indivisible, so I don't want to misrepresent myself as a rep from Indivisible. Okay. All right. My father called me the mouth from the South, so I'm going to try to hold up to that.
There you go.
I was here on February 5th, 2 weeks ago, and was proud to see many of you there. What I was not proud of and very disillusioned about was, as I was leaving, I pulled up my phone and I saw a quote from our governor, Youngkin. He was in D.C. that day, and when asked what he thought about the protests at the Capitol, his words were this: they voted for him. Everyone voted for him. They knew what they were getting. I don't know what they're complaining about. So what I would like to say to Governor Youngkin is, first of all, do you not know your state voted blue? And that's funny, when Trump did go on advocate to win his candidacy. He did not run on Elon Musk coming into our treasury. He did not run on rescinding our grants that hurt our veterans and now the National Park Services. He ran on bringing down inflation. And how are those eggs prices doing you? Youngkin also never ran on any of the platforms that Trump ran on. They did not get you into office. You are lying. Your oath was to the citizens of your state, and your oath was to the Constitution of your country. You and every other Republican have denied your oath. You should be impeached, and you're very lucky in a few years when we all come together and realize what you've done to us, that we give you the grace that the German party gave to many of their people and just let them go, because I tell you, that's not where we're headed. Okay? I am a German major. I studied Germany. I studied what happened in the 30s and 40s. And for the 60s and over group here, many of you all had parents, other people, grandparents who lived it. And we are living it. And there is a saying that is going around now that is so true. If you think back to when you learned about the Holocaust and you wondered, why didn't people stand up? Well, then I want you to look at yourself today, and all you people at home, doom scrolling, etc. I know this is horrible and it's anxiety inducing, etc. But if you look where you are right now, that is what happened. You need to get up off your couch, you need to stop doom scrolling, and you need to get your ass out here with everybody else and tell them what's going on. Do I have 5 more minutes? Okay, I've been given 5 more minutes. Not enough. Okay.
Your father was right.
Yes. Thank you. The other thing I do want to say, and this may rub y'all wrong, but hear me out. All of us here are here usually because we have a cause that is very precious to our hearts. Whether it's BLM, Free Palestine, LGBTQIA, all of those things are important. And I think every one of you is here today because you support those things. So please don't take this wrong when I say I think we need to put our individual causes aside for now. That has kept us divided. We need to focus on the trouble Trump is causing, the demolition of our democracy, and then we can come back to those things. But for now, it is what is dividing us, and it's what Trump and his MAGA people are saying, oh, it's just the woke party. So my suggestion is stop using some of those phrases for now. Stick to the things that may pull some of those independents back to us, that may even pull some of the Republicans back to us. We're talking about the economy. We're talking about the illegality of Elon going into the Treasury. We're talking about not being told what is going on with the government and what the end plan is. Where is Trump talking to the people? He's not. I'm also talking about when you go on to Fox News or Truth Social, and everybody's like, oh, boo, I'm not going there. I'm telling you, go there. Because we're sitting here wondering, why are these people, why do they still believe him? They don't know half of this stuff, or they're discounting it. So my suggestion to each and every one of you, get an account at Fox News. Get an account on Truth Social. Go in there and stick to the things things like the economy. This is not what we were promised. Standing up for our veterans, the things that will make their ears prick up and pay attention. We need to come together and we need to be smart. And what has been lacking is a cohesive stand from the Democrats and from all of us. So I am begging you to do these things. Thank you.
We, the people, will never be defeated. We, the people, will never be defeated. We, the people, will never be defeated.
So true.
Will never be defeated.
Please give a round of applause for our delegate Lopez, who's come out to speak for us.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for standing up. Thank you for standing up for what you know is right. We are not talking enough about the chaos being created by oligarchs, billionaires who have no idea about the plight of poor people in this country, who do not care about the plight of poor people in this country, who will do what is best for their bottom line and not for your family.
That's right. Well,
it is incredibly important that you continue fighting. I'm sorry. It's incredibly important that you continue fighting, that you continue marching, that you continue talking to your elected officials.
yes.
Here's some facts. When this president upended USAID, the unintended consequence was that $2 billion in farmer exports were ended. And so what does that mean for the farmers of Virginia and Nebraska and Kansas?
That's right. And the truckers.
They are getting rid of USDA officials so that farmers don't know who to call about some of the grants they need to get through the winter. We all know what happened with our nuclear weapons a couple days ago. Oh, 300 scientists, technicians, engineers laid off. Oh, sorry, these are the people who take care of our nuclear weapons and keep them up to speed and protected.
Right. Oops.
I'm the first Latino Democrat ever elected to the Virginia General Assembly in 400 years. And I'm scared right now. I have a lot of relatives who are from Venezuela and who rely on TPS. And the lies this administration is saying about immigrants and new Americans is ugly. It's wrong. It's not who we are as Americans or Virginians. My constituents in Arlington and Alexandria work in the federal government. They are dedicated to helping people, to doing what's right. They are experts in their field. And they are living in fear of losing their homes and their livelihoods because of some illegal group called Doge. No one elected Elon Musk. I beg you to keep fighting. Keep calling folks, but more importantly, show up for elections. Let's send a message. Let's send a message this year.
That's right.
That Virginia is not going backward. And that message will go across the country. That the battleground state of Virginia comes out in droves against this MAGA Republican effort to take us backwards.
That's right.
So get involved in your local committee. Tell your friends to vote. Tell your friends to organize. Because the best thing we can do for the 3 constitutional amendments that we just passed last week, protecting a woman's right to choose, protecting gay marriage, and restoring the rights of felons to vote after they've served their time, is having a governor and an attorney general, but most importantly, a House of Delegates that will also pass those constitutional amendments again so that we can finally vote on it and make it part of the Constitution of the Commonwealth.
That's right.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for believing in democracy. Don't be silent. Don't ever be silent. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Delegate Lopez, for speaking for us. This is now the time for the open mic. We have about 15 minutes. So if you're moved to speak, please feel free.
Can I step in? Oh, sorry. First.
My name is Annie Campbell. Thank you. I want to talk about the image that we all saw of Elon Musk in the Oval Office. There's some things I'd like to say about that. First of all, he didn't have the decency to remove the black hat on his head. That hat says MAGA. Make America great again. Let me tell you something obvious about the difference between MAGA and Democrats. When people say make America great again, they are asking us to roll back to a time where justice could not evolve with the use of the Constitution. The Constitution is a living document. Yes, there is injustice in this country, but we have depended on that document to evolve justice, to let justice roll. I was a teacher, a public school teacher for almost 40 years. I told my children that if they saw on the SOL test equal protection under the law, to mark it as the correct answer, even if it was the wrong answer on the test, because it is always the right answer in life. Elon Musk was not elected. He was not born in this country. He stood there. He has not had his senior class in U.S. government. And he pontificated without removing the hat on his head. And I will tell you, as a public school teacher, I would have taught him better. But President Trump had the luxury of looking bored and disinterested because he has people tearing down what moves this country forward. And we are here to say no.
Hello, everybody. How are you? I'm Jessica Anderson. I'm over from Williamsburg area. I'm actually running for delegate in this November. And here's the deal. Delegate Lopez said it so lovely. We have to show the world in November that Virginia is not going back and that we are setting a tone against Donald Trump and his co-president, Elon Musk. The reality is right now in Virginia, we have so many things that are on the line. The reality is that we have a offshore wind that is going to be dismantled under this current administration that is intended to power the entire communities of Tidewater. We have countless federal employees that depend on the federal government to live, work, and raise their families here in Virginia. And we have a governor who is endorsing the destruction of Virginia because he knows he's a lame duck governor and has no future here, and just hopes that Trump will pull him into his cabinet at some point. So, for the next 2 years, as we continue to watch Republicans stand back with no spine in our Congress, we need to keep protesting, we need to keep showing up, and we need to vote. Vote every single election. I am so grateful that we have a chance to put Democrats up and down the ballot to protect us and safeguard us from the federal government and the things that are going to come over the next 4 years. So we need to keep being a community. We need to show up for each other because the reality is nobody's going to help us.
That's right. That's right.
So look at your neighbors, both here and both afar, and make sure that you're building community. You're communicating what we need to be doing, and we need to be calling our representatives every day. We got a lot of Republican representatives in the Congress right now. Give them a phone call. Tell them to do something because Elon Musk was not voted in, and he needs to stop destroying our future, our children's future, and the opportunity for us to have any type of civil liberties in this country. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. You can have my name if you want it, but I have one of millions just like you, okay? My sign, Sic Semper Tyrannis, it's on our flag. Thus, always to tyrants. Right? All right. There are millions of us and a limited number of them. That is the first point, okay? We've heard a lot today about love, right? Love is the opposite of hate. It is equally powerful. We've heard a lot about Germany, right? Where did they get their ideas? Do you know? Right here. Know your history before you go. We can reference Germany, but we must know our history, and others must know our history. Okay? We can talk about putting aside our individual issues, but don't hide from them. Embrace them. Get to know your neighbors, whether they are with us or still brainwashed. Ask them what's important to them and see how you can align. Okay? Class consciousness, we are so close. There are 360 plus of us here. Whether they're legal or bullshit, nobody's illegal. Okay? There are more of us. Do you have books? Do you have books in your home? Because it's really easy for them to erase what we feel is permanent. They're already erasing government websites. They're trying to erase what's in our archives, and as quickly as they're working to save it, it's gone. What you think is true, I know there's somebody out here with some book. Who said make it fiction again? Orwell. Somebody's got a shirt that says make Orwell fiction again. Okay? That's great. I love it. If you have books, read them. That's the only thing that's still true right now, regardless. All right? But seriously, thus always with tyrants, class consciousness.
What up, fam? My name is Nicole Sobrian Bailey, and I was here on February 5th. And as you can see, I know a thing or two about theater. Now, I love coming to these things. I love feeling the power. I love all of y'all. But this is one thing I want all of you to remember. This energy, we need to take it back to our communities. This is more than just a protest. We need to have action behind it. We need to, if you cannot find a group, which I cannot believe, but because there are plenty of groups out there, start one. Okay? We need to make sure that Elon Musk, Donald Trump, our local officials, our state officials on both sides know that we are not afraid, that we will not have it, that they work for us, that they should be afraid of us, that these motherfuckers need to understand that this is not going to happen. We will not have it, and that we are going to send Elon Musk back to fucking South Africa, and we are going to, okay? And we are going to get rid of Trump. So that is all I have to say. But please make sure that the action goes back with you. Thank you.
Hello, Richmond! My name is Randall Monroe, and the first thing I want to say is this. I'm a Republican, and you know what? You need to reach across the aisle to the Republicans because they're not listening to the Democrats. It's fine to be a Democrat, but let's get the Republicans on our side. We've talked about, hey, we're going to do it. We talked about MAGA. You know how much of the percent of the population MAGA is? Between 15 and 30%. But they're making the most noise right now. You know what else what Youngkin said? Youngkin said that President Trump promised that he was going to deport people. He promised that he was going to do all sorts of things. And basically, Elon Musk is doing everything that Donald Trump said that he was going to do. He's cutting fat from the government, but he's not doing it in the right way. Instead of cutting fat from individual agencies, he's shuttering the agencies. Let's think about USAID. Do you know how much of federal spending is USAID? Somebody take a guess. That's right. Less than 1% of federal spending. So I'm not going to spend any more time up here. But go after Republicans. I am a Republican, but I stand with you. I stand with the people. I stand with the people who support democracy. I stand with the people who resist fascism. And my feeling is, lock the motherfucker up.
Good afternoon, Richmond. Thanks for coming out today. This stuff is so super important. Just like making those phone calls every day, writing those emails every day, signing those petitions every day. Yes, I know it's a giant pain. We still have to do it.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
All right. So this is what I want to share with you guys. This is actually something that was written by the current president's former vice president. I think you guys know who I'm talking about, and I think you know the time period I'm talking about. The president is not our teacher, our tutor, our guide, or ruler. He does not command us. We command him. We serve neither him nor his vision. It is not his job or his prerogative to redefine custom, law, and beliefs, to appropriate industries, to seize the country, as it were, by the shoulders or by the throat, so as to impose the force of theatrical charisma on his justice upon 300 million others. It is neither his job nor his prerogative to shift the power of decision away from them and to him and the acolytes of his choosing. I'm anti-Trump because I'm pro-Constitution. Get up and save your country. Get up and save your country. Get up and save your country.
I couldn't sleep the night of November 5th. I sleep now because action cures anxiety. I need to see you not just here, but at the school board meetings, at the county council meetings, at the state meetings. Go in there. Go to the VCU. Tell them to open those clinics. Tell them that our schools won't go back. Protect our students. Protect our communities.
Hey, can I go real quick?
1 minute. 1 minute.
Hey, thank you. Hey, as they say, democracy takes work and we get better at it when we practice. And that doesn't just mean calling your representatives and signing petitions. It means something that only one or two other people have talked about here today, which means looking at the elections this year in Virginia, looking what you can run for and talking about that with your community, who you want to represent you. So it's not people just coming to your community and saying, we want to represent you. It's people coming from your community who are part of it, who are part of you. So I just want everybody to start thinking about that. There's delegate races, there's statewide offices that there's not many people primarying for except for the lieutenant governor race. And only good things can come from a primary process. We get more views, we get more debates in the arena, and ultimately we get more people involved in the political process for November. So start thinking about it.
That concludes our open mic. Thank you, everyone who spoke. We're now going to welcome Elijah Lee. Thank you so much for being here, Elijah.
Hello, everyone. This is what democracy looks like, right? I am so honored to be here taking a brief break from our day of lobbying as we stand proudly against this unelected Musk administration. My name is Elijah Lee. I'm a proud 17-year-old community activist, and I'm here to say that young people are fired up, Richmond. Young people, we are ready to make a change, the change that we desire, and that starts right now, right here. Over the past couple of weeks, we have seen as President Trump has taken away efforts to implement the Green New Deal, something that young people have been fighting for years. We have seen as this so-called President Trump seizes and pauses funding without any regard for the lives that he will be impacting. And then we saw as our own Attorney General didn't act when he needed to make sure Virginia could get that funding back. And on top of all of that, this so-called president has continued to strip away families, to break the hearts of countless of immigrants, and destroy the ideals of our very nation. We say no more. And in our own backyard, in that building right over there, we have seen as our legislators refuse to take action against gun violence. They refuse to ensure every kid has access to free meals. They refuse to take proper measures in protecting our climate. They refuse to do what is necessary to secure a future for Virginia. So today, I make a call. Today, I tell our governor to enjoy his time while he has that precious governor's mansion, because he will have it no more. Today, I ask our legislators, hear us. Hear the voice of our young people. Hear the voice of your constituents and act now in opposition to the current administration. And to our community, I say go out and you vote come November. I want to see everyone here at the polls come November. I tell my community, encourage our young people, raise them up, and never forget that we are in this one together. Thank you so much, and power to the people.
I'm kind of afraid to follow up with that amazing kid who's probably going to be an elected official in the next 5 years. Woo! By the way, David Hogg has just become the second highest member of the DNC. So bless that kid. Oh, he's going to go far. Just want to remind you, I mentioned this before at the last rally. Please, please, please go to resistbot.com. Get your text drafted in your name, and they're automatically sent to all of your local elected officials. All you do is click send. Please go to resistbot.com. Super easy. Also, do any of you know how many people voted in this election? 77 million for Trump, 75 million for Harris. That ain't no landslide, people. So get your Republican friends in an earnest conversation, because those are the ones you need to work with. Thank you.
We're done with it.
All right, it's time for some chants now. So we're going to go ahead and yell a bit. All right. Let's start with the people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated. The people.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, Trump and Musk have got to go.
Hey, ho, ho. Trump and Musk have got to go.
Sorry. Lock him up. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock them up. Lock him 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 up.
Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up. Lock him up.
Can I try? Huh? Can I try?
One more.
All we want is 30 seconds. We don't want no dirty muskrat.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When immigrants are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When trans people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When trans people are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When democracy is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When democracy is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When women's rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When women's rights are under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When the Constitution is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that.
When the Constitution is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up for that. I respect you.
We have about 6 more minutes for open mic. We really, really need to keep it to 6 minutes, though. All right.
Arrest the traitors,
Jennifer, go on up. You're like the official.
Want to do 3 minutes?
Then everybody else.
Yeah, 2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jennifer Hughes. My name is Jennifer Hughes. I am the Commissioner of the Revenue in Chesterfield County.
That's right.
I was elected in 2017 in Republican Chesterfield County as a Democrat. 3 times I've sworn an oath to uphold the U.S. Constitution, the Constitution of Virginia,
That's right.
and the Charter and Code of Chesterfield County. This is going to be a pretty boring speech. As Commissioner of the Revenue, I am the Chief Tax Assessor for the county. What I do is governed by law. In accordance with Section 58.1-3 of the Code of Virginia, I am
it is a violation of the law for me to disclose confidential tax information out of my system, punishable by $2,500 and or up to 12 months in jail. The same applies to the tax commissioner in Virginia. I would put to you that the person who is currently violating the law need to go to jail and suffer the same consequences as I do.
All I want is 30 seconds. I just want to tell everybody we live in a capitalist society and money matters to these people. How are you buying things? Are you going to your local independent restaurants, your local independent stores? Can you pay with cash? Can you pay with your local credit unions? Every time we use a credit card, they are taking percentages, and that gets passed on to us, and we are empowering them with more and more money. We cannot do that. We can control the power we have in our wallets. Please use that.
Hey, so pretty soon we are going to see our local economies and the things that make Virginia great. We are going to see, like within weeks, we're going to see our things that make the state of Virginia so wonderful. The crown jewels are wonderful. Medical schools and universities are going to get hit with funding. I work at UVA in the biology department. A lot of those faculty are funded by NIH grants. You hit the medical school, you hit the university, you hit Charlottesville, it's going to be ripple effects. And that's horrible and frightening. But one way that we might expand that coalition, because Republicans need, it's going to hit everybody.
That's right. 2 minutes?
All right.
Okay, everybody, I have 2 minutes. I just want to introduce myself. My name is Zero, and I served in the United States Marine Corps for 8.5 years. I am a trans veteran, and there are a lot of things that you are hearing about us, so I need you guys to take these statistics with you. 1 out of 5 trans people are veterans. 70%. There's only 15,000 veterans currently in service. 10,500 of them have been serving for over 12 years. The executive orders that you see passed in the name of justice dehumanizes us in ways that nobody else ever really has tried to. Be sure that you remember that while they demonize trans people, the same people that make up less than 1% of the United States, that you remember that we are not the ones not prosecuting doctors for letting women die in hospital parking lots, for not giving them the service that they need. Right. We are not the ones that leave rape kits untested because police do not want to do the job. Right. We are not the ones going out of their way to dismantle systems that are in place to help democracy stand. Right. I have worked in the United States government. I have worked at audits, and never once has any of us ever thought to bring a programmer and a hard drive to that same audit. When you hear them talking about trans people, when you hear them telling you that we are your enemy, remember that there is another 1% in the United States that is your enemy, that wants to hurt you. And none of us, regardless of how we were born or how we die, will ever be as big of an enemy as they are. That's right. Continue to protect us, because when they come for us, you are next.
Thank you very much. We have one last speaker for you. I want to introduce her. She is the leader of Indivisible Virginia and the district director of the Blue Ridge Soil and Water Conservation Board. I want to introduce Frida Cathcart.
Thank you. Can you all hear me?
Yes!
Can you hear me in the back?
Yes!
You guys go back there.
No.
Thank you all so much for coming out here today, and thank you 5051 for having the courage, the young people, to put these things together.
Yes!
To organize. February 5th was organized by an 8th grader. The young are at the gates.
That's right. That's right.
And those that have been vigilant at those gates and fighting for our rights need to open them up and welcome the youth with open arms.
Absolutely.
And support them. Indivisible Virginia will support any progressive group out there. If you are doing something, let us know. We will promote it. Indivisible is open to everybody, too. In case you all didn't get the memo, unless, I'm not sure, are there any corrupt oligarchs here today? Okay, I didn't think so, but just checking. So for the people who voted for Trump and the confused Republicans and other independents that might be out there, it's all of us against basically Elon Musk and Trump and the corrupt oligarchs. Can we have consensus there? Okay. So some people haven't gotten that memo, so let's get that out there so they all know who it is. It's not the Republicans versus the Democrats or the right versus the left. It's really all of us against the oligarchs. And there's a children's movie called Ant, if anybody wants to look at that to see what that's about. The last time I was here was celebrating the ratification of the Equal Rights Amendment before the pandemic. I live in Roanoke, Virginia, so it was a little bit of a hike for me to get here today. But it was a day of celebration and the openness of the Capitol Square. And I've got to say that seeing what was going about with organizing these protests and stuff, things have definitely changed. And I hope that they change back after this November. So please keep that in mind.
Yes.
Remember in November.
Yes.
Women's rights has been a relay race for a long time. My great-grandmother was a suffragist. And when my kids were growing up, I used to wake them up at 5 o'clock in the morning and throw them in the minivan, and they used to complain. I said, well, we're going to Richmond to fight for things that we care about, legalizing midwives, the environment, things like that. And as you can imagine, as kids would, they whined a lot. And then they'd get a lecture from me that they learned over time to stop whining, because I would remind them that our ancestors who fought in the American Revolution, as well as the Civil War, had to go out and spend the night, weeks, months, and shoot each other in fields to settle their differences. And this is the agreement that we made, that we would come and work things out civilly by voting for representatives who would work it out, and we, the voters, would go and tell them what we cared about. That is at stake right now. How many people have heard about the SAVE Act?
Yes.
Okay, not as many people that could hear me, so I'm guessing some of you might not have heard about the SAVE Act. This is a really important piece of legislation that has been reintroduced this Congress. It's called, doesn't say, it sounds nice. You know, you got to hand it to the Republicans for their branding, right? They always do good branding. So it stands for Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. You can kind of tell where it's going with this. Yeah. So what it is, it means that in order for you to register or to re-register, you need to produce a passport or birth certificate or some proof of citizenship. It doesn't count your government driver's license, military ID, or tribal documents. This would disenfranchise millions of voters. And just think about the voters that would disenfranchise. they're probably the more progressive voters, right? They're definitely the women who often change their name when they get married and have to re-register, and then change their name again when they get divorced.
2 minutes.
So it's really important, all these issues that are out there, but we need to make sure that we defeat the SAVE Act. It's going to be in Congress. We know if it passes that it's going to get signed. We can stop the SAVE Act in Virginia. They only need 3 votes margin. We have 3 swing districts in Virginia. Virginia Beach, Jane Kagan's, Rob Whitman in Northern Virginia, and John McGuire in South Side. We are on the lines here. We're a battleground state. We need to get organized. Okay?
That's right.
Because
show up.
So
Take that.
when voting rights are under attack, what do we do? When voting rights are under attack, what do we do? When voting rights are under attack, what do we do? And never forget that the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never get defeated. Thank you, and please get organized.
Thank you so much, Frida. We have one more speaker for about a minute, and then we're going to wrap up. All right.
Hello, everybody. Thank you guys so much for coming here today. I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. Okay. My name is Miles. I'm 18 years old, and I just wanted to say that I feel like everybody coming here today is proof that unity really does do something, and I wanted to take the time to remind you guys to be there for your trans neighbors, as they are the ones fighting for you as well. Be there for the immigrants, as they are the ones fighting for you as well. Be there for Black people, because they are there fighting for you as well. Okay? We have to love each other because we are fighting each other's fights. Individualism does not get you anywhere, and I cannot stress that enough. You cannot think of yourself as an individual. We have to think about the greater movement, okay? And I just wanted to wrap it up by saying I feel like, sorry, the time, okay. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, and come back for more. Consistency is the key to change.
Okay. I wanted to remind you all that the Equal Rights Amendment protects all people, all genders, all sexes. This attack on trans rights is not constitutional. Don't let them tell you otherwise.
All right, real quick, we want to thank you all for coming out today and proving that none of us are alone in this fight. But the fight doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. Get involved in your local community. Get involved in mutual aid. Get involved in your local activist organizations. Call your reps. You have access to 5 calls. It's a site and an app that will pretty much do your calls for you. And if you want to help the 5051 movement organize future protests, we're going to be meeting up at the suffragette statues afterwards.